we've been down before.
Yeah.
It ain't the first rodeo, right?
Yeah.
So, what was different this go round and the last? Like, what you do different?
I mean,
What
I
was
never
the
been
difference?
upstate or nothing.
Right.
Only did county bid, so
Right.
and I ain't been locked up in so long before this last joint.
Okay.
So it was like a whole new experience, a whole new
Right.
type situation. You know what I mean? Getting dug in.
And you was in the big house.
Yeah, I was in the feds and shit.
United States versus.
Yeah, yeah,
That shit.
yeah. You know what I mean? That's the top of the top of the top of the top.
Top of
You
the
don't get no
food chain.
bigger than that. You know, they go get people from different countries.
Yeah, for
You know what
sure.
I'm saying?
You run into the real deal criminals.
Real deal criminal and real deal, prosecutors that really don't give a fuck about you and that's really trying to lock your black ass up.
I'm talking about they
You know what I'm
lose.
saying?
They lose.
Yeah,
when
they'll
they
put
come.
you in a room inside of a room inside of a room.
God damn.
You know what I mean?
So how'd you maintain? You did a nickel, right?
I did 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Rounded off to a nickel.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What you spend most of your time doing this time when you was up there? What did you busy yourself with?
I mean, I ain't do no working out. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I was exercising my brain though.
Good
You know what I'm saying? Exercising my brain, you know what I'm saying, with the religion, with, real estate classes, with financial classes,
Right.
you know what I mean? Shit like that. You know what I mean? Just
To enhance. Yeah,
myself
come
when I get back out.
Yeah, you come out.
You know what I'm saying?
Out.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So basically, you was preparing yourself to come out here, touch down, and run like you're doing.
Absolutely. Got to prepare myself for the, you know what I mean, the real society. You know what I'm saying?
Good money. And the people, right, you wear a lot of hats.
Yeah.
But I'm going to put you on, I'm going to start from the top of the food chain. You're a CEO,
Right.
owner of a record label, independent record label
Right.
in the city called Do For Self, right? Do For Self has had a lot of, and always had a lot of great talent.
Right.
One of them being my son.
Absolutely.
Like Nizzy, little Nizzy, right?
Absolutely.
We had Rocky under the umbrella.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People know you for that.
Right.
They also know you for some other things.
Yeah.
SP Goon or Meat Mills Goon or whatever they call it.
Yeah,
right?
that's some made up media shit.
Yeah, the media shit, right?
Yeah.
I want to get into the CEO, the record label tip, right?
Right.
What inspired you to form a record label?
I mean, just, taking advantage of opportunities, man, seeing that guys around the way and people from the city of Philadelphia really ain't never have an independent company. You always had rap groups.
Right.
Major Figures, State Property, Ram Squad,
Right.
so forth and so on. You know what I'm saying? They never had an actual label. They always just had rap groups.
Right.
So I wanted to be, different coming on the scene.
Right.
That's why I wasn't rapping at first.
Gotcha.
Because I wanted to wear the CEO hat, formulate a real business structure for the artists in the city. You know what I'm saying?
So it was basically a put on. You trying to put, the city's a hub for talent, right?
Right.
And a lot of different states that that ain't from here.
Right.
They always sort of reaching their hand and
Right.
grabbing somebody from here.
Yeah.
And you basically trying to.
And they had that format
Right.
as labels and things like that.
Yeah, and we didn't really have it like you said.
Nah.
Outside of, we go back, I can remember two, but it was way back, and I can remember one that was before all our time.
Philadelphia
There
International.
you go, Kenny Gamble. and
Kenny
them
Gamble,
guys.
yeah. So that's the model I took after. But they was dealing with goddamn R&B singers and
Right,
stuff.
right.
Not really with rappers, you know what
Right.
I'm saying?
But then I'm gonna bring this though,
Yeah.
LG, Lawrence Goodman.
Lawrence Goodman, but,
When
what
he
was,
had the
but
situation.
he signed them to different companies though.
Oh, he
Hilltop
didn't have his
Hustlers
own.
and all that. He was like a production company, but he still got his talent signed to other
Oh, so
companies.
it still wasn't a certified label,
Independent.
so to speak.
It wasn't independent.
Oh, it wasn't independent.
Right.
All right, that's what I
You
felt.
feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So OG, which is really like a relative to me through my father.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's how I knew who you was talking about.
Goodness,
You know what I'm saying? They was out Winfield and all that. They
Exactly.
had Cool C,
They had
Steady
the-
B,
yeah,
and
the
all them boys, the
youngsters.
youngsters and all them.
We had Incredible Taff.
Yeah.
Jack Frost now.
Right. So they still wasn't independent. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be 100% independent with my movement. That's why I was due for self.
So you was
You know what I'm
trying to
saying?
basically set a precedent that was never here.
Never had.
Good money. And I'm going to say this here, right? You really do a heck of a good job. And which brings me to my next question, right? You had, like I said, my son, Lil Nizzy.
Right.
Lil Nizzy succumbed to a tragedy about 5 years ago. He was, shot and paralyzed, right? In the middle, in the peak of his career, I would say, right? And my guy K Dot,
Right.
shortly after K Dot, shout out to K Dot and Nizzy, right? Succumbed to a tragedy.
Right.
Right? And where I'm going at is this, right? Was those things things that kind of influenced your choice to pick the mic up and start rapping, sort of like take the baton and run? Or was it just always something that you planned on doing after you got them situated?
It was always a plan, but it just enhanced it. It made it come quicker, made me jump on it even faster. But it always was a plan because I always knew how to, make music, record, because that's why I was even coaching them how to make music when we was in the studio, how to make songs.
You already had
I already had the ability to know how to do it. That's why I even started the label and everything else. Like, I ain't coming to this joint, you know what I'm saying, half cop, so to speak.
You had some knowledge of the game.
Yeah.
So when did you start yourself rapping and knowing how? When did you know
that
you can rap?
Probably like 15.
15.
Yeah, I was like 15. I was in a juvie joint. I was down Texas, booked for 2 years.
Right.
And I used to, write raps. I used to battle niggas from like Chicago and shit like that. Like the staff member put a beat on, have us rapping against each other and all that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
you was then. I remember you was giving me an account back when before Siegel popped off, and I was in at the time, but they always talk about Cousin E's, right?
Cousin
M, excuse me. I'm sorry.
I wasn't that Cousin M joint though.
Oh,
I was too young to go to Cousin M.
Cousin M.
They used to have like younger parties for us, but when Macklin was rapping at Cousin E, I wasn't never there.
Right.
I got Mac the Rat in the pool hall that was right up the street.
Okay.
He battled Simon One Punch Car artist.
Okay.
His name was Truck.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Vaughn, that's his real name, Vaughn, but Truck lived right across the street from me on a little block called Wilder Street.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He used to be hype.
Was he hot?
He was all right. He just was a rapper. Like I ain't gonna say he was hot. He wasn't hot, but he just was a rapper at the time. And Beans.
So my joint with that let me interject this, was the pool hall like a hub for rappers to hang around, or just the pool hall?
It was a hub for just street niggas getting off the corner when it was hot. You know what I'm saying? The police tipping out, so everybody go to the pool hall, shoot pool, play games and shit like that, and just fall back.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
So this particular night they had to be there.
It was there.
Battle up Beanie and my man.
Yeah, because I heard Beans talking to Bogey Sue
my guy.
And Speedy Celine. Speedy got killed by the cops.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
Speedy.
saying?
Right.
So they talk, Mac talking to them, Bean talking to them, like, yeah, you know, I'll be rapping, you know what I'm saying? I'm on some shit.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, and I was air hustling on the young boy tip. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Being grown and shit, jumped in their conversation. Damn, you rap, this nigga rap over here, he think he hot too.
Yeah, go at it.
Go ahead and have a battle. So Mac killed him.
See that's
and that right there spurred into, you know, him doing a song with Murder Mill probably like a day or two later, because the guys that was there was my man Crack,
right.
Joey Crack. He got the Rec 6 shit. You know what I'm saying? The clothing line now. And Crack went and told Big Hot McClinton, like, yo, tell MU, you know what I mean? You know, Beans rapping, him and Murder did a joint. They did the Ike Mill and Bean joint.
Remember that.
So they pressed up CDs after that, and that shit just caught fire.
Caught fire.
And you know, probably like a week or two later, Beans was signed to Rockefeller.
So all that was Brent. That's the
but Beans was already rapping, like he was already hot. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. But that shit just
series of events happened like
it got Beans known to be super fire and hot in South Philly in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, his homies been knew he probably rapped like Fool and all them, his brother and all them. You know what I mean?
Right.
But as far as us, the younger guys that was teenagers, we ain't know he rapped because he used to just write on walls with us and shit. We used to be tagging up, shit like that. He'd come through, throw his shit up. You know what I mean? Shit like that. But for the most part, nobody knew he rap and was good as a motherfucker.
Shout out Briss too, man.
Yeah.
So I spoke a little bit about my son getting paralyzed, right? And I want to get a little deep now, right?
Right.
Because the gun violence, right? It like affects. All right, I'm gonna say like this here, right? When I was coming up, sure, it was gunplay, it was murders, it was all that, right? But I never lived to see it as plentiful as I see it today, right?
Right.
To the point where it has reached almost every other person's household, whether guys dead, paralyzed in the penitentiary, behind the guns, right? Touch me up. Touch plenty of friends of mine up, including yourself.
Right.
You were tested by Allah when you was incarcerated.
Right.
By the demise of a son.
Right.
Same name as my son, Nasir, Rahim Allah. So I want to ask you, right? Because again, we all suffer some kind of way from this thing, right? So I want to ask you a series of questions. That's a nightmare for that to happen, period. But even more so when you locked up.
Right.
How did that news, that bad news, impact you when you first got that news, man? When you was locked up.
I mean, you know, it affected me like it affect any other father, any other person, any other mother, brother. You know what I'm saying? It affected me super, you know, emotional, spiritually. Right. You know what I'm saying? It affected me, you know, fucked my bed up. You know what I mean? Like, ain't like I was having fun in jail, but I had a smooth bit. Right. So that was a motherfucking major bump in the road. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. On getting through my incarceration, through my time, right. You know, without no hiccups. You feel what I'm saying? That's the worst thing you can experience while you're in jail. You know what I'm saying? Losing a son, you know what I'm saying? A brother, a mother, anybody, any deceased. You feel what I'm saying? But sure. Alhamdulillah, you know, I was prepared, you know what I'm saying, and spiritually, with faith, you feel what I'm saying? Because, you know, I was, you know, reading the hot, you know what I'm saying, right. Practicing, and it prepared me for, you know, those type of situations. even though it hurt, it affected me, things like that. But
As a
I ain't,
human being.
as a human being, but I ain't, lose my mind. You
sure.
feel what I'm saying? Because I had the rope of Islam, you know what I'm saying, to hold on to. And that was the most important part. You feel what I'm saying? And, as a Muslim, we prepare ourselves, for death. You feel what I'm saying? As an individual, you know what I'm saying? But not for the next person. But we all know we're going to die.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We know every human being going to taste death, period. So I was a little bit prepared for any type of situation like that, but it still had an impact and
like that,
on me.
The Prophet ﷺ said, right? May peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. Said that, the eyes shall shed tears and the heart shall grieve.
Right.
But don't let that allow you to do something that's disobedient to Allah, right?
Absolutely.
So as human beings, when that happens, we go and feel it. Go and feel that joint. I don't care if it's Teflon tough, dog.
No, you're going to feel it.
That joint.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, I was out there and it messed me around because, like I said, we're a family. I take, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And, it stung me real bad. And, we talk and everything, but I just wanted to know how did that translate to you then, and how did you basically overcome it? But you explained it. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, you can never overcome losing a son. You know what I'm saying? You just overcome the hurt a little bit. You feel what I'm saying? It don't sting as much. You feel what I'm saying? As it did when it first happened.
Right.
You know what I mean? So basically, it just, coming home, getting to see my family, my other kids and things like that. You know what I'm saying? It make you appreciate them more.
How did it make you look at, what I laid off with the gun violence amongst our youth?
Right.
Did it make you look closer into it, like get more concerned about the happenings, and if so?
I mean, I always paid attention to that. You feel what I'm saying? Right. Especially after your son got shot. You feel what I'm saying? Because I was, with him every day, dealing with him. You feel what I'm saying? So it amplified it back then. Right. You know what I'm saying? Before my son passed.
Right.
And, I was a youth before. And I lost homies when I was a young boy.
Right, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? I've been shot. Right. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it always was a subject and a matter, you know what I'm saying, a concern
for sure
to me, you know what I'm saying, as an individual, you know what I'm saying, just as a black person, you know what I'm saying, being, conscious of my environment and where I come from.
Right.
And having to be, more alert, you know what I'm saying, in the communities that we come from, what we call being on point. You know what I'm saying? So I always been on point about that type of situation, not trying to be a casualty. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make sure my homies on point so they won't be a casualty. You feel what I'm saying? Right. So it always been a concern for me. You know what I'm saying? Because of the environment that we come from. We like a motherfucking hundred species out there. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you gotta, keep your eyes open and pay attention to everything that's going on around you.
See, some people, right, Teef, right? Some people that might be viewing, they be viewers or whatever like that may not have ever experienced, right?
Right.
Our sort of upbringing.
Right.
Coming up in them trenches like that. And the closest they get to it is maybe through music, through internet.
Right.
Right. But that's nothing in comparison to growing up.
Right.
In the environments we grow up in. Right. Because it breeds a certain type individual. feel what I'm saying? And I often wonder, right, when people they see us, guys like us, in front of the camera, on the mics. You understand what I'm saying? Do they really understand, right? When all that shut down and you turn that off, what we gotta walk back into,
Right.
and how we gotta live, so to speak.
There's a small percentage that do,
Right.
but there's a huge percentage that don't.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Because it's real, man.
It's definitely real, and a lot of people is removed from these type of environments, not because of their own doings. It's because of, gentrification.
Right.
They can't even afford to live in them ghettos no more.
For sure.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Where it was going down at, where it was a high crime rate and things like that. So they better thank gentrification for that.
But let me,
you know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you, I'm happy you brought that point up, right? Because let me tell you, as a parent, right, that moved, my kids out of the joint,
right?
Because I didn't want them to get saturated with that life,
absolutely,
experiences, and I wanted the so-called, not so-called, on real time,
right,
save their lives, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I put due diligence into moving my folks out years ago, maybe I'll say 12 years ago, right?
Right.
And where we moved at was, suburb, dummy down vibe, right? Guess what's happening now due to the gentrification and people like us, like you said, that say we trying to move from
they go where it's cheaper.
No. Guess what's happening? If a person don't know, I'm gonna put you on right now. What's happening is everybody got the same idea, right?
Right.
So everybody wind up, when you go to these hubs now, they saturated with the hood kids.
They bringing them old behaviors.
There you go.
They bringing them old behaviors.
They bringing that stuff out to them places
right.
now. I'm watching it.
Right.
I done seen the school.
They just changing county jails.
Right.
So instead of going to Philadelphia County Jail, you're going to fucking Montgomery County or Delaware County Jail.
You know what I'm saying? Demographics.
Yeah, but they still got the same behaviors. A lot of the
there
people.
You go. That's my highlighting point.
Yeah.
And what it is now it's like what you do as a parent, you keep getting up, moving.
You might have to.
You get what I'm saying?
You might have to move out this fucking country for real. You know what I'm saying?
It get that deep.
It really get that deep because at the end of the day, we know you go to a certain country as far as a Muslim land and all that, they ain't having it.
None of that goofy.
You know what I'm saying? You can